Hello everyone, welcome back to Finding Hope in the Valley. We are once again on my bathroom floor because everyone is asleep and it's the only chance I've had to get 5 minutes to myself and some peace. I haven't posted in a little bit and I wanted to come on and just kind of give just kind of an update of how things have been going, where I've been, things of that nature. This is just going to kind of be one of those random this and that kind of videos. I have still been dealing with a lot of my adrenaline dumps. Those have been really, really hard to deal with. I've been really exhausted from those. I've been extra tired all the time, as you can see by my half-mast eyes that I can't seem to make bigger. I wish I could, but this is the way they are. They don't open any bigger. We have had a lot these past few weeks go on. Our dishwasher has decided to leak all over the kitchen floor. That's always fun and traumatic at the same time, and so we had them come out and fix what they thought was wrong, and several $100s later it's still leaking all over the kitchen floor. And so I shouldn't say that, but it's better than it was, but it's still leaking, so let's just put it that way. So the problem has not been fixed yet like we had hoped. So that's been interesting. I had one of my kids was down really sick, and then just as soon as he started to get better, he was running through the house and fell. So they went running through the house and just randomly fell on the carpet, got some rug burn on the knee, but they landed in such a way that they broke their arm. That is always fun. It's not necessarily, I guess, broken. They call it a bow fracture. I guess with children, like their arms are very bendy and pliable, and so it's very rare that they actually get a crack or like a break in the bone, but their arm will bend and bend and bend. And then if you bend it too much, of course, it will snap. But so his arm is bent, and he's got a bend or a bow fracture. I think they call it like a green stick or green slick, something like that, fracture. So it's very minimal, but yet not good at the same time. So they put him in a cast. He has a cast for the summer, which is kind of sad. But what are you gonna do? We just have to do what we have to do. But something interesting is they make casts different now than when I was a little girl. I remember like you couldn't get your arm wet, and you had to always sponge bathe, and there was no water for you. But with the kind of fracture that he has, they were able to use this special cast. It's hard as a rock. My word, if I ever had a burglar, I would use my son's arm to like whack him upside the head or something, because this thing could knock you out cold. It is hard as a rock. And like, he'll be doing stuff around the house and I'll hear him bump his arm, and it just makes this loud clashing kind of sound. And I'm like, oh, don't break my furniture. And you don't want to be next to him because he could accidentally bump you with it, not knowing. It's really rough and scratchy too, so you have to kind of be careful what shirts you put on him. He has like some silky kind of shirts that he likes, and those could get kind of caught on the cast and make little snags and tears. So, but with this type of cast, you can take a full-on bath. You can fully submerge the cast in water. He can go in the sprinkler. If we could go swimming, he could go swimming. he can have water balloon fights this summer, because we just got him, he just got some of those water balloons they're refillable. They're like a magnetic refill water balloon. And I want to try those out this summer. And I was like, are you kidding me? He broke his arm. These new casks can get fully submerged in water. It depends on the kind of brake you have, though. And so with the kind of brake that he has, his arm can be fully submerged in water. That, to me, is just absolutely wonderful. I mean, seriously, modern technology, that's one thing I'm all on board for. There's some modern technology I'm not. I'm just like, nope. This is not going to be good. It's not going to end well. I love this piece of modern technology. I'm very happy about that. So we've had that. We've had a dishwasher, a child with a broken arm. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm sure some of you can see. Let me sit up. So I chopped all my hair off. I cannot go to a salon because of my health challenges. I can't leave the house very often. It's just not safe. And I have a lot of anxiety in doing it as well. And so I had to go to my regular doctor this week for a follow-up. I have to do that every so often. So I did that, but about 2 weeks ago, it's very hard. I've explained in videos before that it's very hard for POTS patients to essentially take a shower and wash their hair and brush their hair and manage their hair on a daily basis. And my hair was very long and it was falling out in like handfuls and chunks. My hair is falling out really bad. It's just part of what I go through. And so I had to take a shower. It was shower day a couple weeks ago, and I just hadn't done anything. I cleaned myself continually, throughout the week, but I hadn't really done the hair thing in about 2.5 weeks because it's too exhausting for people like us. It's just too much work. So it was matted, it was tangled. I was brushing it. Once I was done, I had hair, like 3 full hairbrushes of hair in the sink, and I was like, you know what? I can't do this. I just can't. I can't keep up with it. I can't wash it like I want to. I can't look pretty like I want to. So we're just going to stop this right here now. And I stood in my bathroom with my hair scissors, and I chopped it all off. My hair was down. Used to touch like the top part of my behind, and I put it in a ponytail, and I just chopped it off. I was a little bit scared when I was done because I had some, so I cut it, and then in the back I still had some longer pieces that didn't get cut, so I had to cut those off. And then let's just say my hair is so much more manageable now, which is awesome. I can, for a few minutes, put my head over the shower, what do you call it, the bathtub. I can put my head over the bathtub now, and I can just give it a quick wash. I can brush it. It doesn't stop my hair from falling out. I'm still losing lots of hair. But it's easier to see, not easier to see, it's less mentally draining to see pieces like this versus this, which turns into a great big ball in your hand. When they're this size, it's not as many. It is, but it doesn't look like it mentally. And so it's very helpful on the mental side of going bald, and on the mental side of brushing your hair and taking care of it. And it feels better because it's not matted and tangled. I can still pull it back if I need to, because I'm finding now that it's shorter, my hair will, let me show you. So my hair will like come right here in front of my face while I'm doing stuff. And I'm noticing with my pots, that actually gives me kind of like a tunnel vision sensation, and I get very disoriented, and I feel like I'm in a tunnel of some kind, and I don't like it. So it's nice that I can still pull it back. I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't think about that when I cut my hair off, that, can you still pull it back in a ponytail? That wasn't my thought. My thought was, I've had enough of this garbage, and however it comes out, but I'm getting rid of half of my hair because I want to be able to wash it at least every 3 days, and I want to be able to look pretty. And so I cut it off, and I didn't realize when I went short, and I'm like so I can do dishes sometimes for a little while or cook dinner, and it just sits right here, and I feel so tunnel visioned and disoriented, and so I'm grateful that I can still pull it back, because that gets rid of that sensation and feeling that I have. But I'm not a hairdresser. I used to cut my own bangs, and then I've had bangs almost my whole life. If you're new to my channel or you're not a friend of mine, you wouldn't know. But I've always had bangs almost my whole life. But when I started this channel, I did not have bangs. And so, unless you've known me for a long time, me not having bangs is something new. And it's because they got really long, and I got really good at cutting my own bangs, but they got really long, and I kind of was like, you know what, I really need this hair over here on the sides where I'm going bald. I really need some hair, so why not just grow my bangs out and let it fill in on the sides. At first, when I was growing out my bangs, I didn't like it. I'm not used to said forehead. It's very new for me, because I've always had bangs. I've always curled my bangs and made them look pretty, and so this is very different for me to not have bangs. It took me over a year to get them down. My bangs are now, I don't know if I could even find a piece, but they're about, they're as long as my hair now. So it took me a long time to grow them, though. So that was a challenge, and the in-between zone, and I really wanted to cut them, and then I was like, nope, just stay the course. You need this hair in a different place, and so I didn't. I'm happy with it now. I still would kind of prefer bangs just because that's what I'm used to, but I'm grateful because it fills in some of the areas where I need it, and I don't think it looks too bad. For someone who's always had bangs most of their life. I didn't when I was a little girl. It depended on the season and the age. Sometimes my mom gave me the lovely home haircut bangs that are, right up to here, where I always cut my bangs to here, And so it just depended. And then other times my mom just let them grow out. But I like my haircut, but I'm not a hairdresser. So as long as you, let me pull some of this forward. Oh, I'm tired tonight, guys. I'm tired. My body hurts. So this is the issue here. As long as you don't have a ruler, you won't know. And it depends on, I have naturally curly hair, so it depends on the day and how curly it wants to be. Like today, the side wanted to be super curly, so it's up even more. But if it doesn't want to be, then it's a little bit further down, whereas this side didn't want to be as curly, so it's kind of hanging low. So it kind of looks like I'm tipping my head to the side, but I'm not. I need to make this just like ever so slightly a smidgen shorter so that they're even, but I'm just afraid to take the scissors to my hair again. I am grateful that it turned out even as good as it did. And in person, it doesn't show up as bad as it is on the camera right now, where you can see it's here, and this one's here. But in person, it doesn't look that way. And it depends on if it's pushed to the back, kind of put in the back like that. It depends on how it parts on the side. I just I don't really part my hair. I just kind of just shake it out, and however it lands, because that's just the way that my hair likes it. If I try to force it to part this way or that way or do whatever it wants to do, it will show a lot more of the thinning, or it will curl funky. Like I'll have a lump up here that I can't get rid of, or a lump in the back, that sticks up and you can't get rid of it. So I have to kind of let it do what it wants to do, like shake it out, and then wherever it lands, it lands. And then I just kind of like fluff it out, and scrunch up the curls and put some little bit of gel, and I'm done. So I'm very happy I didn't end up bald. That's a good thing, because I was afraid, like, what if I cut it and it's just so bad? So God was good to me, because I cannot get to a salon. So I was like, praise God, it looks even this good. The back looks nice. But like right here, you can see there is a length difference. But like I said, it doesn't look as bad in person. I'm afraid to kind of even it up, because then I'm afraid, oh, it's going to be here and this side's going to be here. And I'm just going to, so I'm just going to leave well enough alone. And, maybe one day when it's wet, I might just take the teeniest little ends off of here, so that it will then curl up and hopefully match this side. But I'm not brave enough for that yet. What I did in the bathroom the one night had me in almost a full-blown panic attack. I'm like, okay, calm down. We can do this. We're just going to cut our hair off. This is going to be a good thing. It's going to be mentally better for you. It's going to be physically better to be able to manage it. You're going to feel good about yourself because you're going to look pretty. But man, oh man, it's scary. It's kind of scary. Like, what is it going to look like? Is it going to go, on a diagonal? Is it going to be straight across? Is it, So I'm happy. I'm happy with how it turned out. So we have that. We're still praying about our house situation. So if you've been following my channel, we need a new house. We have looked on the market, and unfortunately in the area that we live in, they're all cookie cutter homes. So every house looks like ours, which is not going to solve our problem. If we, could stay here, then of course we would, but we can't. And so having another house that looks just like ours and is set up just like ours doesn't solve our problem. So we are still looking for a house, and we have considered building as well. So if you will please keep that in prayer for us. We could really use prayer, because that seems to be going a lot slower than we want it to, and taking a long time, and we really need this for our family. Just a little backstory, we have been working on this. We need to move. What are we going to do? Are we going to just finish the basement in our home? Are we going to buy land and build? Are we just going to buy something out there? We've been doing this for probably 3 years now. And so it's not something that, it's been 5 months and we're tired, and this has been about a 3-year-long process, and nothing is working out. So we'd covet your prayers. A lot of it is the stinky interest rates and housing market. We just, it's killing us. It's killing us. So big prayers for that, please. I'd appreciate that. Prayers for my doctors. I'll go more into that in my next video. I'll talk about my doctor checkup and some things that go on when you have chronic illness, and sometimes the doctors just don't understand. So I'll go more into that into another video, but I just wanted to check on everybody, see how everyone is doing, kind of give an update where have I been, what have I been doing. Mostly just recovering from back-to-back flares. I had 2 kids graduate. So that's a tough one. I had 2 kids graduate from different grades. And so I had to get them through that, plus my back-to-back flaring. Graduations are things that I don't get to go to because of my health challenges and being bedbound. I miss out on a lot of stuff, which is hard. I tend to get emotional. But, so we've been busy with that, getting kids through graduations, the broken arm, dishwasher leaking. I've had a lot more responsibility because my mom and dad have been quite sick with some sort of unknown illness that's just taken them down. And as soon as they got better, they went down again. And so I haven't had my mom's help. She comes in and takes care of a lot of stuff for us and helps us run errands and take care of my children, things like that. So I've been having to do more, which my husband thinks is causing a lot of the flares. So he's been having me, saying to me, you need to make sure you're resting more and things like that, which is great. I have such an amazing husband in that way, and he's stepped up and done more himself, which I don't know how he can do any more than he's already doing, but so yeah, just dealing with a lot of new health challenges, a lot of flares, just a lot of scary stuff, and I will go more into that in my next video. But then we have the dishwasher leak, and one of our kids broke their arm, and just so much stuff. I could go on and on and on, but no need for that. Just wanted to say hello and see how everyone is doing and just kind of give an update, because I know in the last video I wasn't doing so well and I was asking for lots of prayer, and I want to thank everyone who did pray. It definitely helps get me through, to just say I need prayer, and just to know that people are actually doing that for me is a good thing. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you guys who did pray. In the moment and during the aftermath of flares, it doesn't feel like prayer worked. It doesn't feel like God is listening. A lot of the times it feels like my prayers are going like up to the ceiling and back down and not reaching heaven. But I know they are. And as scary as my flares are and everything that I have to go through, it just doesn't feel like it sometimes, like the prayers are really working, but I know they are, and so please keep them up. I would appreciate it. If you need prayer, please comment below. I will definitely pray for you. Sorry, I've been getting this like pain in my neck lately. It really hurts, and so I can't find a comfortable position to keep my head or my body when it does this, and so sorry if this video is like moving around a lot and you see me going up and down and all around. Just kind of got some pain. But anyway, that's probably about all for now. I just kind of wanted to give an update, and I think I'll get out of this freezing cold bathroom back under my heated blanket and off to sleep. I've just been so physically weary, and sometimes when you are this tired, it's really hard to sleep. You're kind of in an overtired, overwired state, and it just, you think I'm so exhausted, I just need sleep, but it doesn't work that way with chronic illness, and so sleep is hard to come by. And then my son's in pain, of course, with his cast, and casts are very itchy, and so he gets up in the night and he's itchy and he just wants to take it off and scratch it, and he can't, and that's frustrating and upsetting. And so yeah, just a lot of long nights. And then my kid was sick before the cast, and so we were dealing with that, and I'm just like, oh, seriously, I'm ready to be done. We just need a nice long break with lots and lots of good news. I wish one of those would be our housing situation and a way to get me out of this bed. I'm tired, people. I'm tired. I'm weary. I'm tired. I'm sad. I'm frustrated. I'm down and discouraged. This, I think, is my third summer. I think this is coming up on my third summer of being in this bed. I'd have to go back and check for sure, but just tired, folks. I want to get out. Get up, I want to get out. I want to stop being afraid. I want to feel good. I don't want to feel so tired when I wake up in the morning. I want to just wake up, and not feel like, oh my gosh, I need like 13 more hours of sleep and I just can't do this. It's discouraging. I've been through a process over the last couple of weeks with my adrenaline dumps, and some of that I think was brought on by trying some new treatment, and so I don't think it went well in my favor, which we were really hoping for, and so that makes it even more frustrating and discouraging when you were hoping that this would do something, like anything positive, and unfortunately it did exactly the opposite, which is pretty normal for the things that I have, and very, very, very discouraging and frustrating. I was talking with a friend about it the other day, and we see other people getting better and things happening for them, and we are by no means, saying, it's not like a woe is me kind of thing, but it is. So we see people, I went to this doctor and it was the best thing ever, completely changed my life, and I was completely bedbound, and now, I have 90% of my life back, or 75 even. I would love that, just even 75. And then, it's just one of those things that feels like you're extremely happy for them. It's like amazing and good and wonderful, and we are so happy for them. But yet, my friend and I were talking, and it's like we've been fighting and trying and fighting and trying and fighting and trying for so long, and everything just gets worse and worse and worse, or it fails miserably in our face. And so it's like, it feels like those types of things are meant for other people and not for us. They're meant for, someone else to get healing and to find this amazing doctor that did X, Y, and Z, and that's great. I truly, truly, truly am happy for somebody when that happens to them. I literally rejoice with them, and I have joy for them. But my friend and I were talking, and it's like, I was telling her about a friend of mine who had an amazing experience, and we were just generally talking because she's having it really, really rough right now. I'm having it super rough, and so we were sharing just all the hard, and she's like, and I was telling her about my friend who had something really good happen, and she's like, do you ever just feel, and I knew what she was going to say right away. I just knew it, and so we completed each other's sentence, that it's like, it's not meant for us, it's meant for somebody else, and it's never going to be meant for us, and we're not going to get our turn. That's just how we feel. And I know, you're supposed to think positively, and you're supposed to this and that, but when you have been doing this for 15 plus years, I mean, seriously, it's okay to say, I don't think it's meant for me. And you can still want it. You can still pray for it. You can still hope that your miracle will come. But you just get to this place where it's like, is it ever going to happen? Or is this bed what's supposed to be for me for the rest of my life, And so we were having those really hard reality talks the other day, and it's so sad and so discouraging when you just want one thing to change, just one simple little something, anything to bring us just the smallest bit of relief, and we pray, and then something new happens. We get a new symptom, a new illness, a new diagnosis, my adrenaline dumps back to back to back. It's like, seriously, this is not what I'm praying for. And, it's not my place to judge God and to question his ways, but sometimes I do. And so I'm really tired. And so, but I'm hoping that in the next couple of weeks I can start making more consistent, more regular content for the channel, not have so many lapses in videos, but that's just part of what comes with chronic illness. You never know, what's going to be a good time to do a video, when you're going to have the strength or the energy to do it. And so that, and balancing quiet children and children breaking their arms and other things. But I'm hoping to get the content up and start talking about my illness more, to bring about more awareness, and talking about some other subjects that I want to talk about within the chronic illness realm, like being married. What's it like being married and having chronic illness? How do you make a marriage work? How do you navigate the hard? How do you be a mom, a chronically ill mom? There's so much I want to dive into and get into, and so hopefully that will start coming down the pipeline, and I hope to start doing that more regularly, and so hopefully that will, I can make that happen soon. That's my hope and my goal. Again, I apologize if this video is like moving and all around. Next time I will try to be a little more still, but I've just got this pain in my neck, and it's really bothering me tonight, so I'm having to move around a lot. Hopefully when my mom comes back, I'll be able to be in my nice warm cozy bed, and that will help, as opposed to being on the hard cold bathroom floor. So I'm going to head back to my heated blanket now, because people like us freeze all the time. It can be 100 degrees outside and we're still shivering. So I'm going to go get back under my heated blanket, and I wish you all well. I wish you peace. I wish you joy. Even if it's just like the teeniest, tiniest little piece of joy. I know it can be very, very hard to find joy with chronic illness. So even just the teeniest, tiniest little piece of joy. Like one of my kids, my mom, she comes and takes care of them, and she makes her own. She likes to bring her own food, and a lot of times she brings clam chowder, soup. And my son the other day, he came up to me and he had a pot lid. Well, he had a pot and he was looking for a pot lid, and he came to me and he said, "Can you help me get a lid? Because I keep my lids underneath the oven, and he knows not to go, anywhere near the oven." He's like, "Can you get me a lid? I need a lid for my pot." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what are you making?" And he goes, "Clouder jam." He's like, "I'm making clouder jam." And I was like, "Clouder jam, huh? Who eats clouder jam?" "Oh, my grandma, she eats that clouder jam." So, it was just the teeniest, tiniest little something that made me laugh or giggle. And it wasn't much, but it's something, and something is better than nothing. So I pray that you find your itty bitty something. Maybe it's bigger than my something. Maybe it's smaller, but I hope you find something that brings you joy this week. I'm going to head off to bed, and I will update you guys in another video. Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days. Hoping to get my mom back one more day this week, so hopefully I can make another video this week and get it uploaded. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, so you can see more of my videos if this is something that you are interested in. I make videos about long-term chronic illness and what it's like to have a long-term invisible chronic illness, or any chronic illness for that matter, and what it's like to be a wife and mother with chronic illness, a friend with chronic illness. That's mainly my content. And so if this is something that you're interested in, like and subscribe. If you know someone who is sick and could use this content, share with them, so that they can watch my videos, and maybe I can bless them and help them in some way. If If you need any prayers, please leave them below. I love to pray for people, especially when I'm not doing well. It gives me a distraction to be able to pray for others. So leave, and if you have any questions or comments about my illness, leave them down below and I will gladly answer them for you. Have a good night, everyone.